Cancer. This is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle decks. So let's see what's going on with you guys for the first half of July. So the first card is the Ten of Wands, which would be letting go of something, putting the burdens down. You're at the end of carrying a heavy load. You're being offered something from the universe at the moment, or you're being offered something from someone, and at this point in time, it's like you're looking at it, you're thinking about it, you haven't taken it yet, you're considering it. So somebody's given you an offer, and it probably has to do with taking away that burden. So maybe you've had a really super stressful something or other, and someone said, here, let me help you with this. If I do this, you know, what it feels like is, now this is just, doesn't mean this is you, but it feels like, let's say you are taking care of a family member. You are a caregiver. You have had the burden of taking care of this family member. Maybe they're an elderly parent or a sick somebody that's not doing well, and most of the burden has landed on your shoulders, and you are fried and exhausted, and another person is coming in and saying, here, let me take some of that burden away from you. And you're kind of like maybe in negotiations of how they're going to take over some of this burden. That's kind of the feeling. I'm not saying it's just that situation, but that's the feeling I'm getting. And that when I picked up that world relief, it was world card. It felt like relief. It was kind of like, oh my God, now I can get back to doing the things that I wanted to. So it's a feeling of being heavily burdened by something and being able to finally set a bunch of that down, because there's help on the way. Help on the way, and you're going to start getting your life back is the feeling that I'm getting. Help is on the way, and you're going to start getting your life back. So there's kind of an end of just everything falling on your lap. What else is going on with you guys? The Fool. So it hasn't started yet. And this also is another thing. It's like, this would be another scenario. Maybe you have started a business and you've been a one-man show, and it's just like you take care of the accounting, you take care of the doing this and the doing that and doing this. And it's like, oh my God, I've got to have an assistant come in and take off some of this burden. So it also feels like that. And again, the Fool card is in the reverse. So you haven't hired that new assistant yet. You haven't finalized the details. It's just a case of you've made that decision, help is on the way, and you're in that process of finally letting go of, you know, like I said, letting some of that go off of your shoulders and onto somebody else's lap. Six of Cups. Now this would be, if this was in the upright position, that would be a reunion of some kind of somebody from your past. How's that playing in? But it's in the reverse position. I feel like one of the reasons that you are not jumping on this really, really fast, because if this was in the upright, this would be kind of like a reunion of somebody past. But because it's in the reverse position, it's like you don't have any history with this person that's taking over some of your burdens. And it's like, oh my God, do I want to hand over accounting to somebody that I don't know? So that's one of the reasons that you haven't jumped off the cliff yet, is like you are in the process of doing your due diligence of, is this person trustworthy? Is this person that's going to take over the care of my elderly parent trustworthy? Is this person that I'm going to start delegating half of my business to trustworthy? So you're trying to figure out if the person that's going to take off the burdens is trustworthy, is the feeling that I'm getting right now. Is like you've got to make sure that the person that you're bringing into the fold is somebody that's going to benefit you, not cause you more problems, is what I feel like is going through your head. It's like going, I've already got enough stress on my plate, enough on my plate. I don't need somebody that's going to come in and screw me over. Five of Wands and to fight about, because that would be, that makes sense. It's like, I don't want somebody that I'm going to have to be fighting with because they've done me wrong. And so you're being really super cautious about this new person that you're bringing in. I don't want any more of those. I'm just going to go with, let's see what kind of emotions you're dealing with. The relief is not there. It's kind of like the decision has been made and now you're just like in the interviewing process. Emotions. I don't want all of those. I'll take that one. Confused. The confusion comes from having lots of options, and it's like this person is good at this and this, but not this and this, and this person is good at this and not this, and so you're kind of like, oh my God. I feel like you're like, I need one person that can do it all. I need one person like me. I need another me that can do everything. And you're not finding that. And so that's not helping cases, but you can't do this by yourself forever. So what else is going on emotionally? I want this card. No, you're not ashamed. Ashamed is, it was in reverse. So it's like, I'm not ashamed to say that I can no longer do this by myself. You tried to do it by yourself as long as you could. And you're like, I'm not ashamed that I am finally calling in the cavalry and putting up the white flag of like, I need some help. Somebody come in and help me because I can't do this. I'm losing my shit. And you're like, I am not ashamed that I am having this. And you're not sad about it. You maybe have been sad and depressed and felt like you didn't have any options. You're like, I'm done being sad. I'm done feeling this way. I'm done. I'm calling in the cavalry to get me out of this state that I have been in. Let's see. You're not afraid anymore. Afraid in the reverse position. Longing, and I feel like this word longing is, I'm longing to have my life back. I'm longing to get some balance in my life. I feel like you've been way out of balance for a long time and you're just longing to get some balance back in life. And do something fun, because I feel like you haven't done anything fun for a long time because you've just been bogged down with whether it was work or whether it was this caretaking or whatever this burden is that has just like had you buried for so long. It's you're longing for some that panicky card would come from oh my God, I'm never going to find anybody. Again, you have not flipped that Fool card off and jumped into the world of, I am now free of all these burdens. Feel like there's still a little bit of like, oh my God, am I ever going to find anybody that's going to be the perfect fit? So yes, you will relax. And maybe you need to find two part-timers, one that can do half of it and another one that can do half of it. Maybe one person isn't going to be able to take over all of your duties. you're going to have to let go of a little bit of control and trust that the universe is going to help you out here. I have a feeling that there are some control issues that are stressing you out. That's one of the reasons it's like there's this feeling of like nobody can do it as good as I can. And that's one of the reasons you're having a difficult time finding somebody that's going to fit, because nobody's going to live up to your expectations. Nobody's going to be as good at this as you were. But you might find two people that are about as good as it's going to get. Somebody can do half of it and the other person can do half of it part-time. So just keep that in mind. Be open to greater possibilities than what the way you saw it playing out is what I feel like they're saying is be open to something coming in differently than you had planned. Let me think. What question do I want to ask here? Blocks. Do I want to ask blocks? This is what you need to release in order to let this next stage happen. Okay, so you need to, okay, that's funny. Okay, the divine feminine is something that you need to release, but I feel like it's more of a, you need to unleash the divine feminine. You've been very much in your masculine power up to this point. Masculine power is a doer. Do. And a divine feminine is someone who kind of not necessarily sits back, but they're more in the receiving mode. So you need to flip your script in your head from do, and kind of just sit back and let the universe bring you what you need instead of you trying to force it to happen. Does that make sense? Let the universe bring it to you instead of trying to force it to happen. Kind of like, don't try to force a square peg into a round hole. Let the universe bring you the perfect people to take over and take off these burdens. I want that one. And that will allow you to return to source and get more balance in your life, which you are in desperate need of. So you're going to need to get in alignment with source. You've been really super unaligned. And that's what, that's one of the reasons you're having such a hard time doing this, is because you're so far out of alignment. It's like you can't hear the universe talking to you, going, let us help you, let us help you, let us help you. Observer. That's hard for you to let go of, because putting down these burdens is going to put you more in an observer position. Instead of a doer, you're going to be like sitting back and you're going to be watching some other people do some of the stuff that you have always done. And that's very difficult for you to let go of some of that control. That many. Let's try that again. What else are you going to be like releasing, unblocking, things that are going to come up when you put down these burdens, or things that need to happen in order to help you put down these burdens? Family, soul tribe. I think to me this means either part of your soul tribe is going to step up to help take off the burdens, or part of whoever you bring into the fold is going to become part of your family. As in, like, they are kind of waiting in the wings and they signed up for this ahead of time before they came in, and you don't even know. And it's like, you're gonna find yourself with somebody that you're gonna be like, oh my God, you're a godsend. Well, yeah, they are a godsend. You signed them up to come down to help you before you even came into this life. So yes, there is a soul tribe family member, but I don't feel like it's blood necessarily. It might be blood, but it feels like somebody that you would consider family, or they're going to become family. Let's get one more, or three. All right, there's three things here. So deception, you're going to have to let go of. I feel like you have a big fear of deception. And that's one of the reasons you're having a hard time. You're like going, oh my God, can I trust somebody to do this? Blah, 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 blah. Follow your gut feeling, follow your instincts. And if you need to bring other people in to help interview to see how they feel about something, that's okay. Bring in a trusted friend that could, if you're so bogged down with all of this, like other emotional energy that's going on that you feel like you can't see straight, then I'm going to suggest, I feel like you have a big fear of bringing someone in that you're not going to be able to trust. Call somebody that you trust and have them help you interview if you're worried about picking the wrong person. As like a second opinion, somebody that you already trust of going, I'm down to 2 people and I really like both of these people and I don't know which one to pick. Can you help me? Sometimes it feels like you can't see the forest for the trees because you're very emotionally invested in this. Keep that in mind too. I think you're letting go of playing the victim. It's like, this fell on me and, poor me, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to be letting go of that. And you're getting ready to take more control of your life by bringing in somebody else to help. And that's going to let you become unbound because you have felt very bound by whatever situation you found yourself in. I'm also having throat chakra issues. So I feel like you're finally speaking up for yourself. If this was a family member and you were like the one and only person that was always taking care of this person, you have finally stepped into saying, hey, I can't do this all by myself. And you're like unbinding yourself from this situation that maybe got kind of forced on you, but you also kind of let it get forced on you. And now you're like, no more, I'm not doing this by myself anymore. We're going to figure something else out. So what else does the universe have to say? Okay. For whatever reason, we are going to use these. And I haven't used these cards for a long time. These are my light your, okay, something light. Rebecca Campbell. Oh, here they are. Work your light. There's the box. I feel like I want that one. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So you have that to look forward to once you unbind yourself. Energetic upgrades. I also feel like you're going to have more energy after this this opens up and you get some of this stuff off of your plate. And that's one of the reasons you're doing this, is because you are just tired of being emotionally and physically zapped of energy and just lifeless. Trust the niggle. I knew this card was going to come out. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And I feel like that has something to do with some of these people that you may be interviewing. It's like, if you have a niggling feeling that somebody's not going to work, then pay attention to that. And I feel like that's where bringing in someone that you really, really trust might be good to, see if they feel that too. But make sure it's somebody that's really, really trustworthy and has good intuition. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So because of dropping a lot of these burdens, this is all about, raising your energy level, raising your vibration. I feel like, you've just kind of been at a 1 or 2 lately. It's just like trudging through life and you're getting ready to break out of that, kind of break the chains and get to a better place in life, because you finally are like, you know what? I deserve this. Somebody else can help out here. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. I feel like you are getting ready to be devoted to yourself. And that's why you're doing this, is because you finally realize that you were not taking care of yourself. And it was starting to wear and tear physically on your body. So it's like you're like, I'm going to start devoting some time to myself and I'm starting to put myself first instead of this job or this person or this situation or whatever it was that was just like weighing you down. So I will hopefully see you guys middle of July, but I can't guarantee because we're getting ready to go into retrograde, Mercury retrograde, which sometimes is difficult for me to do readings. But if not, maybe it'll be better than usual and I'll get stuff out. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. Thanks. Bye.